97.1 FM Talk Podcast.
Welcome back to the Marc Cox Morning Show. Glad that you're with us this morning. Remember the shooting at a Kansas City bar that happened about a month ago? You probably heard about it. A guy walked in. They arrested him there, Javier Alator, and he had a long criminal record, right? And he'd been arrested just a few weeks before, but he was released because of changes to the bail system. And when you hear criminal justice reform, this is often what they're after. Jeff Clayton is calling in this morning. He's with the American Bail Association, and is the president of that organization. And it's great to get him on this morning. Jeff, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, give us an idea of what's gone on here, particularly in this case in Kansas City, and why we should all be concerned about this.
Sure. So when the Supreme Court rules were changed, really what they're trying to do is say that more people should not have to post bail and should get out for free. In this particular case, a judge had previously said, yeah, we can't let this guy out unless he's able to post some form of bail. And I think he had some pretty significant bonds that he was unable to post that were keeping him in jail. And finally, as a result of the rules, the judge just said, yeah, we're going to let him out on what is an unsecured bond, basically saying he promises to appear if he doesn't show up. And, of course, then we know, the results of what happened with that.
Yeah.
But we can expect a lot more of that under the new rules.
Now, what's your stake in this? The American Bail Coalition, you probably represent bail bondsmen, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I represent the insurance companies that underwrite bail bondsmen throughout the United States.
Right. So obviously, bail bondsmen don't want to see a lot of their business go away, but I just want to state that up front. But I also see this as a public safety issue. And I've said it here. We've got a couple of prosecutors in the St. Louis area, in the city and the county, who are part of this criminal justice reform movement. And a big part of their argument is that bail is not fair to people that can't afford to pay it.
Yeah, I mean, we hear that argument a lot, but really we don't see that in practice because judges are looking at prior failures to appear in prior criminal histories, and that's why they're making people post bail. And so, obviously there's a financial incentive, but it's not just, surety bonds. It's mom and dad posting their own cash and all that sort of thing. That's all going to go away under the rules as well.
Yeah. And what can people do about this? There's got to be some pushback because the idea was, well, you're not going to hold people in jail on a nuisance violation for having their grass too high, but you shouldn't be letting them out if they're facing serious assault charges.
Absolutely. I mean, it was the Ferguson question, these low-level nuisance type of offenses that the Supreme Court should have been looking at. Instead, they went, to the whole shooting match, including felonies. I think the pushback is primarily going to be legislative. I think the legislature is the only one that can make the Supreme Court do anything, whether it's cutting their budget or under the Constitution, they can actually repeal these rules or change them.
Yeah, and hopefully, we have a new legislative session coming up here in about 6 weeks. Is that something the American Bail Coalition is working on in Missouri?
Yeah, certainly we've had some conversations with some legislators and staff, and I think there is interest in doing something. What that's going to look like, we certainly don't know at this point.
Yeah, very good. Well, I'll tell you what, where can people go to find out more about your organization?
Go to ambailcoalition.org or follow us on Facebook or Twitter.
Sounds good. Well, I tell you what, we appreciate your time, Jeff Clayton. Thanks for calling in.
You got it. Have a good day.
You bet. Absolutely. Yeah, very interesting. So that guy over there should never have been out of jail. And having been arrested a couple of weeks before, he went into the bar and opened fire, but he was let loose on his own recognizance by a Jackson County judge. That's where it's headed, folks. You get what you vote for. Can I just tell you that? 314-241-9797. Jessie Jane Duff coming up. Can't wait to get her comments on the fact that the president let a couple of Navy SEALs off the hook this weekend. We'll talk about it when we come back.